Now, what's going to happen here is we have to talk about G-Shock. Now, I have realized that today I am a fashion victim. I'm, what's the word? I'm anti-fashion. So I am the embodiment of the fashion is anti-fashion. Now, the reason I've got the G-Shock, the Apple Watch on, is because I can control the camera from my watch. Now, I haven't got my fancy microphone, so the sound might not be too good. But what I'm getting to is I want to show you, I want to talk about G-Shock again, and I want to show you these helms, because I've had a lot of fun and enjoyment with these watches because they lend themselves so much to having strap changes, and of course they are big and chunky things, and it's an NH35 movement. It's not a high-end mechanical movement, but it is a Seiko movement. It's like a diesel engine in a tractor that just never wants to give up. It really does keep working. I do apologize. I keep checking my my watch here to make sure that, well, to learn how to use it. Anyway, I will turn the camera around, but before I do that, let me show you my footwear. Now, this is an example of how, I mean, these are not even real Birkenstocks, they're fake Birkenstocks, and I'm sporting them with green socks. Now, I know that, well, actually, it is quite cool, isn't it? If you think about it, that isn't bad at all. And look, a moment ago it was raining, then it was windy, and now we have sunshine, and that could be a problem for the watches. So I'll try and do this very quickly. So I shall do that now. So let me show you something. There's the watch with the viewfinder showing, so I can look at the watch and see what I'm looking at. Look at that. So as I move it around, isn't that cool? Now, this is not an advertisement for the Apple Watch, because I have explained I'm wearing this because it's a watch channel and this is a watch, and I am wanting to use the utility of it, but it doesn't take away the interest and intrigue of mechanical watches. Well, not for me anyway. Now, all of a sudden, the sunshine has come out, and as you can see there, it's still morning, but I've left it a little bit late. But if I don't do this now, I'm going to run out of time today. And because the sunshine is there, let me very quickly show you the thin red line. It should shimmer on these MRGs. And I did want to focus on this black one today, because it is a very nice watch, and it's probably a lot more of a big deal than I realise, or that people realise, because it's so special. And this is one of those watches that in time is going to become so collectible. I'm trying to get the shimmering, when the sun catches it in the right way, that red line will shimmer silvery. It's really quite nice. But the main reason for this video is I wanted to go back to Helm, because when I got the waiting list notification via email, and I think I'd been waiting for these watches for 2 years. I thought to myself, I've been waiting for a year, but and then I re-looked and I thought, no, I think I signed up 2 years. So when people talk about waiting lists, I would have initially said, I'm not a person to do that. You see, I'm having to take my my thing off because it's so warm all of a sudden. So I would have said, there's no way I'm going to be on a waiting list, but I actually put myself on the Helm waiting list. So that isn't true. Even an idiot like me is more than happy to go on the waiting list. And I'd forgotten about this waiting list. I completely, I just forgot about it. And then one day I get this nice email from, is it Chris at Helm? Well, somebody at Helm, and it might have been the guy that runs Helm, I don't know. And it was very a matter of fact, hey, you can now buy Helm. And when I looked at them, I thought that the 22mm lug width and the great big muscle car appearance is exactly up my avenue. I like a watch that looks like a watch, that looks like a statement, and and the diver style is something that I've always really enjoyed. And I could see that the indices were applied, or at least stamped through the dial, and that was something that I'd been looking at on other watches with applied indices, and something that I really liked. But then when I looked at the profile, and in particular the case back, because I could see on the case back the quality of the machining, of the lettering and details, and I noticed on some photographs the build quality, and I thought, for what these cost, I think there's a very good value proposition here. And so that got me interested. And then when I took delivery of these things, I thought, oh my goodness, this is these watches are so good for my strap collection. And I've got some here with me. Being an idiot the way I am, look, I've got black, dark grey and lighter grey, all different shades of black. And then I have this Omega style of strap that is really good, actually. And I remember, I can't remember where I got the deployment buckle from, but I thought it's so cool, and I liked the curve part there, because it does differentiate itself with the Omega type of straps that have a flat edge there. So this style, really does look good. And then of course I've got these leather vintage straps, and I from Gekota, and I'd actually worked out that I could put on this double deployment class. I don't know what it's called, double butterfly, and I thought that might look very nice, and sure enough, it looks brilliant. And of course I've got it in brown, but here I've got an older polished buckle that's very high quality, and I can't remember where I got it from, and I can't even remember the name of it, but in the hand you can see that the build quality of this buckle in particular is very nice quality. And I tried to buy a brushed version, and I tried to buy more of these, and I couldn't find them. But then I did find this buckle, this deployment buckle from Watch Obsession, and it's very similar, and perhaps as good build quality as that polished one. But anyway, so that's where I am on the buckle front, and I've ended up thinking, this is not a bad buckle. I sort of like the way it looks and feels, and I like this Omega style of deployment buckle. But then over to these Helms. Now these are NH35 V8 engines on the inside, and powered by the BMW V8 NH35. Now when I set these watches a couple of days ago, they were bang on together, so we can see that there is a differential there. And if I get a reference time, although that reference time, that might not be accurate. The one on my, I will have set it to, so it's almost bang on 5 past. And we can see here, there we go. I don't know if you can see, but the Apple Watch is telling me that that this one is about 2 seconds ahead, and this one is 10 seconds ahead. So there you go. The NH35, we've got in 2 days, 2 seconds ahead here. That's at plus 2 seconds in 2 days. And this NH35 is 10 seconds in 2 days. So believe it or not, these two NH35 are within COSC spec at this point in time. So that is really quite amazing. That is really not bad at all. And when I first got them and put them on the table together, these were in sync together by about half a second. Now that's because of the phenomena where mechanical watches will synchronize if they are on a surface together or in a room together. and I forget the name of it, but there is a bit of physics that can explain why machines and things like clocks and watches can synchronize together when they're in close proximity, and it's because of the vibrations in themselves and the materials that they touch enable that that synchronicity to take place. I forget the name, but it's very, very cool. Anyway, these are so in 2 days, you know, plus 2 seconds ahead NH35 and plus 10 seconds ahead NH35. So let's go back to the color now. Hopefully, because I've got the table in hopefully capturing the sun coming over, and it won't be. You see that the black on there looks very good, doesn't it? Now the black, orange, and yellow. That doesn't look. That looks so. I mean, doesn't that look good? Now, you know, for the cost of this thing and the amount of enjoyment it gives, it really is quite spectacular. Look at that. They are really very nice. The blue, I don't know, it's just blue, but it is a perfect shade of blue for a wristwatch. And for this wristwatch on a orange strap, it really is delightful. I should put the MRGs there. Now, I wanted to mention MRG again because when it comes to wristwatches, and you bring into the conversation G-Shock, it sort of wins, doesn't it, really? And I'm talking about normal G-Shocks, not the MRG. Now, the second you go high end and you pull out this MRG square, it's game over. Casio G-Shock wins. It wins hands down. You are not going to beat an MRG square like this. It's not possible. It doesn't matter what you're showing. It doesn't matter it's a Richard Mille. If it goes head to head with an MRG square, it's going to lose. I'm sorry, but that is just the way. It's just the rules. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. MRG square, the G-Shock MRG, is just a beast. It's just a powerhouse of a wristwatch. Now, I know it's digital, and I know it's an acquired taste and all that sort of thing. But if you are a watch collector, actually most watch collectors that exist, they always have a G-Shock, so you know it won't be a big surprise to people. You know, they always seem to have a G-Shock. But do they have an MRG G-Shock? I don't know. Not everybody. But if you are wanting to flex and show off and prove to your friends that you are a watch collector, this MRG square here is the one that you pull out to slam dunk to everyone, to virtue signal to everyone that you are fully IC in charge. Let me just wipe the bezel and dial there. Now, this silver one is the one that is it's not a daily wearer, but it's the one that I pull out when I have a meeting or I'm going somewhere, or I'm wanting to show off, or I'm wanting to make life easy for people so they can identify what the watch is. Actually, it is amazing. Many people, even watch people, they have to do the double take. They have to say, is that the full metal? Is that the titanium? Well, actually, they're always amazed that it's titanium. And then when you put it in the hand like this, you know, it really is quite something. You think, oh my goodness, that is very light, and it seems very high end. I'm just wiping my finger oils off. And one of the big differences with the MRG square and the full metal is, of course, this is titanium, and the case is actually constructed more like a normal mechanical Swiss watch. There are many parts to this bezel here, and you've even got a suspension mechanism built into these parts here that appear as decorative on the resin model. It is very, very, very nice. Now, I know there's a box here, and some people might be saying, hey, what's in that box? It's the frog. Because if you're wanting to show off and you know, show people, something that's really badass, the G-Shock Frogman here, especially this MRG beast with its blue case back. And if you get the light correct, you can shine a frog onto surfaces. Let me wipe that. You can shine that frog onto a surface if you catch the light correctly. And hopefully I've got that there. Look at that. I mean, this is the watch that I often wear on long car journeys because it's so clear, so legible. I think I've told people before, that's how I wear this one. It is such a unique thing. It's very different, and I know that the asymmetric design is a little bit not divisive, but it is an aesthetic that you like or you really don't like. I mean, I suppose you can see the asymmetric design there, and if I put it from the back, you can see how it's lopsided, but that makes it such an interesting, peculiar watch. Now, if you look at any Urwerk watch, you can see that this is sort of in that direction. It's very physically different and physically appealing. It's very mechanical and boisterous, I suppose. And some people really like it. I'm one of those people that I like the big boisterous look and feel of it. I don't mind that at all. Look at that. And you can see how that's going to work when you're driving. It really is very nice. Anyway, I wanted to show you that because it's there, and let me put that there. I don't know if you can see. You should be able to see it. So there's Mr. Frog over here. Here are the two MRG squares. The black guy with the gold detailing and the gold backplate there, and they've even got the gold lock button. It's very cool, and the gold pieces there, and with the silver one. What's gold on the black one is actually no. See, this is what Casio do. They make these subtle little changes that you find out when you get the thing. So you've got the black button there matching the back plate, but everything else is silver, matching the case. And so, I mean, every MRG is slightly different. It's something that I find appealing, and it does create that interest. I do like it. Anyway, guys, I've got to say ciao for now because I'm in a rush to get this done. I wanted to show you these colourful helms once again because I like them so much, and it's this watch hobby does provide a lot of pleasure. I think people, I imagine there are idiots just like me that think like that, but this provides a lot of fun, a lot of chit chat. People always tend to ask me about watches now, and when they see things like these helms, these colourful helms, it always creates a nice conversation. The frog is always very interesting because he's just so big and different. Anyway, everyone, I'm going to drink my coffee and then I've got to get on with my day. Hope everybody is well, and speak again very soon.